I was a school teacher for 6.5 years, right? I taught in a boys' school, right? So all boys. And I found it very meaningful, very purposeful. To be honest, I was very heartened because ever since some of the news came out that I am a potential GE candidate, right? Some of my old boys actually reached out to me by Facebook or LinkedIn, and they gave words of support. I reconnected with them, kind of find out again what they are doing now, and very comforted, very heartened to know that they are doing very well. So most of them are working now and starting to form their own families. And to me, this is very fulfilling. I thoroughly enjoy teaching. I taught in the gifted education program when I first graduated, and I really enjoy it because children, I always see them as the future. Whatever you do with them, you see a lot of hope, you see a lot of potential, you see a lot of possibilities with them. And what we do as teachers, I felt, using the moments we have with them, the teaching moments, the teachable moments, and the time with them, is actually to shape them in a certain way so that they can do something with their lives further on. Ever since I came out of teaching, I actually joined the finance sector. Over the past 8 years, what I've been doing is actually enabling transit payment system across Asia Pacific, right? So the use of, enabling the use of credit card and debit cards within transport and urban mobility settings, transit payment system is complex, right? Many of them are very old, so there's a lot of them with legacy issues. So the system, you can just imagine how old it can be. Now, it's complex because when you enable transit payment system, you have many stakeholders. You have governments, you have transit authorities, you have banks, you have consumers. I think the key thing here is this: we need to have a very objective look at what we are trying to solve for and who the stakeholders are. So this is usually the approach I take. Look at it, what's the outcome we want, look at the stakeholders, break it down into small manageable parts, and actually drive that conversations around it. My dad was a taxi driver, my mom was a homemaker. But my mom emphasizes on our education a lot because she didn't have the opportunity to have a proper education. And she wanted to make sure that we have the best possible education that she can give to us. As a taxi driver, my dad loved driving the night shift. And my best memories with him was essentially when I was in my late teens and I was working in the pubs along Muhammad Sultan. We usually would close and pack up about 3 a.m. and my dad will swing over in his taxi, pick me up, and we'll go for supper together. That was something that always sticks with me because then we finish supper, we'll go to a petrol kiosk, we'll clean up the taxi, and we'll drive back to where his co-driver's house is to return the taxi, and we'll jump on board his little Yamaha motorbike and go back, right? 4-5 a.m. Then press restart and all again. It sounds very simple, but that memory sticks with me a lot because it's really some of the best memories I have of my dad. During my schooling years, my parents actually fell very sick, and that impacted me quite a fair bit. My grades were affected. Going in and out of hospitals with my older sis wasn't a good feeling. It gave us quite a lot of emotional pressure, to be honest. I was very fortunate that my teachers noticed. They noticed my behavior change. I had classmates who were very supportive as well. And through the support from teachers and classmates, I managed to make it through. Always thankful to the teachers who actually stepped up to support. And I think that kind of influenced my decision as well. So when I finished my studies, the first thing I thought of, let's try teaching. Maybe I can also help to influence and change the trajectory of students that I teach. When I was first asked to step up, I hesitated. It was a big change in my life and I'm not sure I was ready to take it up. Mr. Lau then called me up for a conversation at his house. Maybe because both of us were teachers and our views in life were very similar. He shared a phase with me. he said, 公道自在人心, which means there's a yardstick in everyone's heart. So he asked me, do you think the current system in Singapore is good enough to see us in the future? And most importantly, he asked, do you think you can contribute to make it better? After that, he shared his experience from the time when he came out as a teacher to becoming MP for the first time, how he built the town council. And I found it very heartening that somebody like him was willing to take the first step, do something like this. Mr. Lau is a person who's always very guided by principle. So I saw him as an inspiration, and on many fronts after that conversation, I came back, have a chat with my wife, and I told her, I have to do this. I have to do this again because I believe that things need to be done. Things need to change. And we change not for ourselves, but we change this because we want to do it for our children. We want a Singapore where our children can call home.